watching GHOne television this evening. If you have tuned in to watch the all-new lifestyles, I want to thank you. You are the reason I'm sitting here with a lot of passion and purpose in my heart, and I'm too grateful to you out there for staying tuned. When I sat in as the host for the old Tales from the Powder Room, you supported me. You supported GHOne TV by always and always watching. We took a little break, went into the kitchen, and we have cooked up the all-new lifestyles. You have been very patient. You have waited. And tonight, again, you have tuned in to watch me. I am super privileged, and I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming on board. I'm excited to be back again. Definitely, this is a new set. It's not the old seat, but I'm definitely happy to be back again. And I'm super grateful to you one more time for tuning in this evening. My name is Cookie, and this is the all-new Lifestyles right here on GHOne TV. And we want to say a big thank you to Vodafone for partnering with us on this whole new journey, and I hope that this will be a very lasting relationship. I also want to say a big thank you to Pamoni Clothing for making me look beautiful this evening. They are on Instagram, but if you want to call them, you can call them on 0544 754 141. Absolute Beauty Clinic gave me this beautiful hair. You can also call them 0233 757575. Nini Makeup Artistry beats my face this evening. They're also on Instagram. You can check them out. My name is Cookie. This is the all-new Lifestyles, and I have more on my plate when I come back.
This is what too much data from Vodafone is like.
What? You know what? There are plenty extravagant pre-wedding photo shoots on social media. They had all this lovey-dovey hashtag. Hashtag, I'm his fufu, she's my lisu.
You see now?
Me see, your photos were everywhere. WhatsApp, hey. Instagram, way. Facebook, hey. Hey, this is my battery. After all this, the guy didn't even show up for his own wedding.
You better sit down for what I'm about to tell you. It is shocking. The man is...
Oh! Too much data is now double the data at the same price with too much data for the day and too much bonus from midnight till 4 a.m. Get 3 GB data for 10 cedis, 8 GB data for 20 cedis, and 20 GB data for 50 cedis so you can stay home and stay connected. The only thing you need to worry about is keeping your battery up.
And welcome back. This is the all-new Lifestyles right here on GHOne TV, coming to you straight from the Platinum Place, Rage Accra. My name is Cookie, and I have my very first guest in the studio with me. I'm very privileged, actually, to be breathing the same air with them. It's an honor for me this evening. And I feel like he should have been the one in the seat because he's been doing media for a very long time. So he's going to be marking me as I go along this evening, and hopefully I score maybe 7 over 10 or maybe 9.5 over 10. Let's take a look at the guests we have for tonight's show, the very first one on GHOne TV Lifestyles. We'll be right back. Okay, right. So I'm going to do the introduction myself. I'm going to start off with the very first person I met, because 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? That was when I went to the market with you. So I went to the market with Auntie Rosemary 2 weeks ago. I don't know if she would want me to mention her age, but she has a family. She has 2 boys, and she's a single mother, and she's been doing this for a very, very long time. I'm privileged to have you here with me this evening. And so I don't know how to call him. He's the money man. but he's a sportsman as well.
Correct.
He loves his football. He loves his Formula One.
Eesh.
I wonder how he has managed to stay during the lockdown without any of the two. No Formula One, no football. And maybe it was just money for him. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Kojo Addae-Mensah, Data Bank CEO. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.
It's a real honor to be with you, Kuji.
No, it's an honor.
No, seriously. I mean, but it's true. Yeah, I've been in media for a while. I'm a sports person. I'm football. I'm F1. I'm other things.
Yes.
It's been a tough time.
Right.
I've been walking off my frustration, and just trying to hope that my other sports come on board.
So tell me something. There was no football at all.
Absolutely
nothing of
zero.
it.
Not even for me. Nothing.
Zilch.
I haven't touched that global leather in, I don't know, like 9 weeks, 10 weeks.
I can imagine. Over 12 weeks, I think.
I'm asking myself, will I even know how to play football when football starts? But yeah, because I haven't touched the ball. I haven't. Yeah.
And no Formula One.
Absolutely.
So wait, how did you survive? Were you watching old videos?
No, I hated them. I hate the old videos. I don't watch any old football games. I don't watch anything old. I will play table tennis with my son, and then I'll walk, and then I work from home, and that's how.
But why didn't you want to watch old videos though?
Because it annoys me that Liverpool is about to win the trophy, and then suddenly all this thing is happening, and we're just 2-3 games away from it. So I've been very, very frustrated.
And now we're just tossing toilet rolls about in our rooms. That must have been very frustrating.
Very, honestly. I won't joke about it. At some point, I think I picked up my squash ball. I play squash as well, and tried to play what Ghanaians call totals, So I was trying to play totals, but Charlie, it wasn't working.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, not at all.
I feel your pain.
Yeah,
I feel your pain.
You should.
I feel your pain. Rosemary. People were not sewing. Were they sewing?
No.
No orders at all? Because there was nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere.
Not even church.
Oh, Charlie.
Wow.
All right, so Rosemary and I went to the market. Now, before we even get into that, I mean, we went to church on 31st of December, hoping, and I'm sure the picture you had in your mind for 2020 was that the year was going to start off and then everything would have been normal. January came slow but sure. February came, and then at the end of February was when we started to, initially was coronavirus. We didn't even know that it was even COVID-19. March came, and then we recorded our very first 2 cases, I remember, and from 2 went to 6, and nearly everything in our lives has changed today. I, for one, I was perturbed, number one, and I was stunned when I saw market women actually jubilating that, in quotes, but they are thankful to the president for importing Colombia virus because he had and just, it just took us by surprise. By the time we knew it, it wasn't only sanitizers and the masks that were hiked. Food prices were going so high, and market women were literally jubilating. The newsroom actually brought you news items on those ones. So this is what we did. You've been at home. No money is coming in. No income is coming in. But you are expected to feed your family, to feed your children, just like Rosemary was still doing. I'm sure you were also still doing it. Yeah. You were also doing it whilst we were on lockdown. I for one, I cook a lot. Yes. So a few times I went to the market, and let's just say if an egg was 1 cedi 50 pesos then, now 1 egg was costing 3 cedis. And it was just amazing. So Rosemary and I decided to go onto the market to see for ourselves or to experience exactly what was going on. And this was what we experienced.
Yes.
Yeah. Goats, 1 pound, how much?
1 pound
14. I know be 12. Since when?
Since long time.
Since a long time.
Yeah, almost
3 months.
almost 4 months.
Almost 4 months. So now goats 15.
And
which one be 14? Goat 14. Cow be how much? Now boneless be how much? No, cow boneless. Okay, you are back. Give me goat 3 pounds. When coronavirus broke out at the beginning of this year 2020, little did we know that the prices of commodities were going to be skyrocketed. We thought that it was going to be only sanitizers and nose masks that were going to be very pricey on the market. But I know you've been feeling the heat in your pockets. I've been to the market a couple of times. I see that prices have been increased. Tonight on the show, we are going to be showing you exactly what the picture looks like. So I have with me Auntie Rosemary, who is a single mother. She has 2 children and she wants to cook dinner tonight. Let's see how much it will cost her to put food on the table for herself and her 2 children. Rice
and stew, yes.
Okay, so are we going to be using meat or fish?
We'll use fish.
Okay, so first of all, please sanitize your hands. I have sanitized already. Oh, okay, so I think there's fish right here already.
Yes.
Ma, good afternoon. And I am powerful. Salmon here, Sensei.
Salmon, Patrick.
2 no be saying.
2 no be 16 cities. Mama waka crack, na mo share kwa mfam.
Yeah, ma 15 cry one day.
Na do we have John Salmon. Yeah, you 7 cities. Obaton na 80, that's when you 1 city.
Yo, that's it. Patrick, yeah, that's it. Tomato tomatoes. Why in the Sensei?
Where it's saying so the 15, 37.
Oh wow. Dear, what hey, 30 CDs. Wow. I didn't send anybody in, sir.
Yeah, I'm banning the banning for it.
I'm moody for him for neighbor. Wow. But if we Ghana, what do you know if we Ghana has say? Into a local, I didn't send anybody. The other farmers no corona into a munko jumana. So what is show you? And no.
My show.
Show them pony. Patricia, that's baby. Madam, yes, saying you. You bring your oil on the rice.
Patricia, you want little rice or jino rice today now. Okay.
Answers.
With rare Roma. Patricia, you're going to get one of the sea and the wall.
5 by 5, no.
5 by 5.
I'll say 5 by 5.
And I say,
and we are 35.
Oh, there be a Niska. Okay. 35 day into me.
And you see Lily
near 10, 11 cities, no more. 10 cities.
Oh, this is a Lily, no, inviting.
Hey.
Now, Gino, we are saying.
You only 14 cities.
Wow. But I was really probably saying.
I was really probably 3.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, so I found a scarce. I also want to say that I found
but you make oil.
This is 12 cities.
12 cities. And this one is
wow.
Down.
And I don't shut up, boy. Oh my. One person with TV. And to Corona, Nintina, Intimin Cranium, and Intina, never, Intinia, Wohono, Kakra. I see. Okay, fashionable my. All done here in the market. She is going home to prepare dinner for her 2 kids and herself. I will meet you in the studio. Oh my God. I love that Abochi Yayade part. Yeah. For those of you who do not know, I'm from Upper East, so I can speak a little Hausa. Auntie Rosemary, I'm really upset with you.
Why?
You know why? I was hoping you would have called me for dinner. At least I went to the market with you. Kojo, can you imagine? We went to the market together, went through all the hustle, and when food was ready, she didn't even call me.
It was just enough for the 2.
Oh, just I know, right?
It was just enough for
enough.
the 2. She herself, she didn't even talk.
I know, right?
So please.
What has she bribed you? Why are you saying that?
I just met her in the corridor this evening. I've never met her before. I just met her in the corridor.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. That's Rosemary.
Yes,
so
yes.
I remember how much did we go with? 70 CDs, right?
CDs.
And it was like magic. As if they knew how much, seriously, how much we had brought into the market. We didn't even go over. It was 70 pep. So from the 2 pieces of salmon to tomatoes to the oil, the rice, it was so before we even came on live, I was asking you, Kojo. So for a family that earns, let's say 300 CDs or 500 CDs, 70 CDs for just a day's dinner. So if you earn 350, it means that you can only eat for 5 times in the month out of 30 or 31 days.
You know what, Cookie? Some of the things I'm about to share with the audience or with the viewers, it's not because of COVID.
So the price hikes are actually not because of COVID?
No, I didn't say that. I'm talking about the expenditure patterns and the expenditure attitudes. That's for the price hikes.
Right.
I will be able to link that temporary price hike to COVID because of lockdowns, because of lack of movement of trucks, because of lack of movement from farm to farm gate. No, even in the UK, tissues were running out and all that. So you can link that. Yeah. But the expenditure behaviors is not a COVID issue.
Okay.
Maybe COVID has finally brought the message we've been trying to propagate to the fore.
Exactly.
That you need to look at what you spend your money on.
Right.
So some prices have been hiked. Tomato was high, maybe oil was high.
Tomato was
rice
crazy.
Was high. But other things, that's where you sit down and realize that, hey, maybe do I need 2 baskets to cook the kind of meal that I want
to cook, right?
Or really, 1 basket works. And COVID or no COVID, maybe it's 1 basket.
Right.
Maybe 2 was a luxury. This is bringing, to me, some message to the fore that COVID or no COVID, you need to relook at how you spend your money.
Right.
We have assumed for a long time that, oh, I'm in a 9-to-5 job. Oh, I think she's a seamstress or something. Every week, the same woman wants to wear a different thing to the wedding,
a funeral, to the
funeral, to the outdooring, to the engagement, where there are different guests.
Right.
Even if there are 1 or 2 same guests, it's your best friend. Your best friend is going to say, "Oh, Ajo, look at Joe. Did you wear the same thing to this funeral?" So what? I mean, really, so what?
Right. Exactly.
So what? So it is bringing us to realize that some of the things we used to think were embarrassing pre-COVID, after all, it's not a big deal.
This life is only one.
Yes, the hike in the prices was probably justified. But you are thinking, oh, you have to still buy 2 pieces of cloth for funeral Friday, funeral Saturday, Thanksgiving Sunday. You need 3 different pieces. You don't. You could use the same one and still afford the price hike, which I think was justified at least in the month of April.
Okay.
I think
in the month of April,
because everything was so locked down. There was no even intercity movement.
Right, no movement.
So the Bodier and the Banshee that was stuck in Brown Half
in Addae-Mensah.
And in the real Ampesi in Addae-Mensah. My beloved
where
hometown,
you're from.
which was stuck. Charlie, but it was stuck there, and it won't come. So the little that is coming is scarcity, and then so low scarcity, high price. That's normal, basic economics. So I could understand.
Right.
But after the month of April, I think things are easing up a bit. But I'm glad it has brought Ghanaians to realize that, hey, life is not all that rosy. We need to really, if I had a long time, I would tell people how every step of the way they have to have a piece of paper and a pen. Anytime you pull out any note from your pocket, you write down what exactly you are using that note for. You just write it. Oh, the beggar at this traffic light.
I gave the person.
Or I'm buying airtime. Or, oh, I'm buying some delicacy, ice cream, a beggar. Oh, I'm buying some small earring, be that somebody came to chat with me. You write every single one down, just for 2 days.
And you'll see.
After 2 days, you'll see.
Okay.
You realize that, hey, there are things I've spent that I could use to sort out the emine that I saw, the rice, the oil, the tomatoes, that sometimes the tomatoes, Charlie, that basket they put it in, underneath there's nothing.
They've put newspaper.
That's what they do. Then they take the thing two or three.
And if it's that tin tomato tin, they actually
people think that some of us we don't know. And then I can enter the market and I'll Mr. Mas you twist it. No, it's three tomatoes. That looks like it's 6
for 20 cities.
Oh no. Yeah, but on a more serious note.
Yeah.
This is not a COVID conversation. Okay. Yes, COVID has brought it to the fore.
Okay.
But this is a lifestyle conversation. It's life's tales. It is life's tales. I'm telling you.
I like that.
It is not about COVID.
Okay.
You've linked it to COVID.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But it is something that, COVID or no COVID, we should be having a conversation about.
Okay, so I'm going to come back to you and you're going to tell us how we should spend our money and all that. But I just want to come to you quickly, Auntie Rosemary. That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Have you been to the market after?
Yes, I went to last Saturday. I've been to the market.
Okay.
Yes.
Has there been any improvement at all?
There wasn't any improvement.
No significant. No, so the prices are still the same. Nothing has really.
Nothing has changed.
Even after the ease of the restrictions.
Nothing at all has changed.
You know, they drew my mind to one thing in the market, especially when it came to salmon.
Yeah.
One of the ladies said, "Oh, if we Abidjan and Neba, and because of lockdown, it's omuntumi and famba." Is it really true that Abidjan pena salmon if you for Ghana?
Salmon from there.
Okay.
We have the Abidjan salmon and we have the local one.
So why don't we patronize? What's wrong with the local one? Does it taste differently?
There is a difference in it.
Oh, tell me.
Yes. The Abidjan one, the way when you cook it, you see there's a different sweetness in it. But the local
is the same.
But the other one is hard or something. When you are chewing
the Ghanaian one.
The Ghanaian one. When you are chewing it, you will not feel the taste.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I knew a fishmonger to ask why there's a difference in the taste of Abidjan salmon and the Ghanaian salmon.
And even when you see the salmon itself, there's a difference.
Wow.
Yes.
Even in appearance.
In the appearance, there's a difference in it.
Wow. So for you, nothing has changed.
Nothing.
So if nothing has changed, how have you survived? People were not bringing in orders for you to make dresses or to design dresses for them. You have 2 children.
Yes.
And I remember one is 19, you mentioned, and the other one is
26.
Okay, so how have you managed?
This just with the grace.
Charlie, Ghanaians and grace. Hey, we are magicians in this country.
Serious.
Okay, so how has this grace transformed into food on the table? Let us into it.
Like, I don't know how to put it. The little that you have, the little, you have to manage it.
Okay. Okay. So he's talking about management.
Sure. Yes.
Let us in. How have you managed? Okay, so that meal that you cooked that day, I mean, it was rice and stew.
Rice and stew.
How did you guys eat it once? The 3 of you, did you eat it once, or Addae and muhiti bi ediye?
There was. Well, let me see. As for the rice, it got finished that night.
Okay.
But there was some, so we freeze it for the next day.
Okay.
Yes.
And what did you have it with? Rice?
No. Yam. We use it for.
Okay.
Cook yam for it.
All right. Averagely in a month before COVID, how much were you making from designing dresses for your customers?
For a month or for a week?
Well, okay, whichever way works for you. For a week, how much were you making in a week? Out of making dresses?
Let's say slit and kaba. When you sew slit and kaba up and down, it's 70, 80 Ghana cedis, depending on the design.
Okay.
What you want, the style.
Okay.
Depending on that. But the normal, like this one, like this,
what you're wearing.
What I'm wearing myself now. When I sew it, maybe 40 to 50 Ghana cedis.
Okay. All right. So how many kaba and slits are you able to make in a week?
At times, I do make 2 a day.
Okay.
So in the week,
that's like 14 pieces.
14 pieces.
So if you are charging 80 cedis, or let's say 100 cedis, that's 1,400 cedis in a week.
Yeah.
Oh, you're making some good amount of money.
Not everybody will pay that 80 cedis. So.
Oh, it'd be more certain to swallow. So it comes down to how much?
At times.
So 50, averagely, 60. if you strike the average, how much does one person pay for kaba and slit?
50, 60.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So then COVID came and there were no orders at all.
No orders at all.
So that meant that you had saved up some money. And that was what you were living on when COVID and lockdown happened.
Yes.
So that's what brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
Many people, we all didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have any savings at all, it means that you were in a very big ditch.
Yes.
Was it a very good time to have depended on our savings? Or like you're explaining, could we have looked at, okay, I have a bag of gari, I could probably eat a bath today, do gari soakings tomorrow. Was it a good time to even touch our savings after all?
So let's put it in two different categories. There are some people who have never listened to our message. The message we've been propagating for the last 30 years. Data Bank is 30 years. So there are some people who haven't listened to our message at all. Those people are unlikely to have had anything in their coffers and would now suddenly realize, hey, this thing Kojo has been telling me. No, I'm telling you, I have people I play football with who suddenly realize that, hey, this thing, Boss Kojo, he's always saying, tell people, invest or invest. Now it has hit them. There's another category of people who also had some investments. I would like to put it in investments rather than just to say savings. You know, there's a slight difference because your investments just, you know, it grows, you have compounding interest, and savings usually will be, think of it as a piggy box. You know, you just drop something in without it growing with your compounded interest. And then there's the group, there's a third group who are still having some income stream, have an investment, yet still they don't want to drop their standard of living, so then they eat into the investment to maintain. So we saw all those categories of people, and at this point in time, if you didn't have anything, then, well, you're in trouble. Finally, you are going to listen to us. If you had some investments or what you are calling savings, and your normal income, like Auntie Rosemary's normal income was dwindling, yes, you'll be kind of forced to go into it a bit. But that's what we talk about, the emergency fund. Anytime you are alive and earning something, always ensure that you have an emergency fund. And what is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is money that you have invested that you can live on between 3 to 6 months, assuming you've lost your job. You have zero income coming in. Always target that you have an emergency fund. It will last you your lifestyle that you want to live with 3 to 6 months. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have that sitting down, ask yourself today, if you lose your normal income, can you live 3 to 6 months without any shake? I think she had it. And if you do have it and you still yet have your normal stream coming through, be prepared to drop your standard of living to keep that 3 to 6 months there and live on that recycling, the income that is coming. So yes, we saw it. Look, when we reopened after lockdown, I was amazed at the number of people who were coming in, trying to withdraw. It just it told you that people were not ready. So, and people are not ready for emergencies.
Not to catch you, but we're having a little conversation prior, and I asked how it affected those of you in the financial institutions. And you were giving me a nice story that in the beginning...
Listen, so what I was telling you was that during the lockdown period, so the month of April, I must say, the numbers look better than we expected. We were expecting people to come and panic withdrawal. And we gave everybody all the digital channels. You can deposit, you can withdraw. We were seeing, oh, it was nice. Then we opened our doors in May. Cookie. It's like Ghanaians don't like the digital channels. Suddenly, hey, woman, yo, the number of people who thronged the office, it was incredible.
Are you kidding me?
We struggled to keep social distancing, face mask, sanitizer. Day 1, day 2, it was tough. I must say it was tough. But since then, it's settled.
Okay.
It's settled.
So panic withdrawals.
It wasn't panic. It wasn't panic. I won't say panic. I won't use the word panic.
Okay, so
I think people are still not used to using digital channels.
Oh, so that's what it was.
So after 4 weeks of total closure, but opened physical closure. Me pese me rad dem ho na me hu say Data Bank no e wo ho That was the attitude. But you see, they come and take it, and then they go back home and realize that, that's a company guy. You get me? So that's what I'm saying. That April look, look, I won't lie. April was not a bad month, and we were believing that Ghanaians really had appreciated our digital channel. Look, we have umpteen digital channels that you can access, deposit, withdraw, inquire, everything. But when we open physically, how do people say it? It was coming. You know what I mean? So, but it's settling. It's settling. It's not as great, and I understand. So imagine Auntie Rosemary, who used to earn maybe 70 cedis a week, and would. My philosophy, my philosophy is, you have to invest 10% just as tithing, and then she doesn't have it. It's definitely going to drop, but it should not stop you from still investing, because one day you will not be strong enough to sow.
Yes, and
that one, it will never go away.
Yeah,
one fine day you will not be strong enough to sow. Your 26-year-old child and your 19-year-old children, they will be too busy looking for their own source of living to try and look after their kids. You know what they will do, Auntie Rosemary? With all due respect, they will tell me, no. They are watching you, they'll say, oh, this papa, he doesn't know what he's talking about. They'll put you in an old people's home. And then go off on their own.
Right.
Yeah. Why? Because they are now putting their kids in a creche. My mother didn't put me in a creche. But we are putting our kids in a creche.
Right.
Very soon, our kids will put us in an old people's home.
True.
Yes. So, Auntie Rosemary, please, no matter what happens, no matter how little you earn, please, if you can tithe, you can invest 10%.
Right.
I know I've answered an advanced question.
Yeah, you have.
But still.
You actually have answered an advanced question.
Let me see. Yeah.
I want us to go into the data that we have actually formulated, but not now. When we come back, we'll get into some data that we have actually formulated. The money man is going to be taking us through it. You're the money man.
I hope so.
You are the money man.
I wish I had brought my economist here, but I'll try.
All right, so we have gathered a lot of data for you. Now, let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at it.
With a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
This is what too much data from Vodafone is like.
What?
Mr. Jai, it became kutu.
Do you know what? There are plenty extravagant pre-wedding photo shoots on social media. They had all this lovey-dovey hashtag. Hashtag, I'm his fufu, she's my light soup.
You see now?
Missy, your photos were everywhere. WhatsApp, hey. Instagram, way. Facebook, hey. Hey, this is my battery. After all this, the guy didn't even show up for his own wedding.
You better sit down for what I'm about to tell you. It is shocking. The man is...
Oh! Too much data is now double the data at the same price with too much data for the day and too much bonus from midnight till 4 a.m. Get 3 GB data for 10 cedis, 8 GB data for 20 cedis, and 20 GB data for 50 cedis so you can stay home and stay connected. The only thing you need to worry about is keeping your battery up.
Welcome back from the break. My name is Cookie, and this is the all-new Lifestyles right here on GHOne TV. We've been talking about expenditure on food, especially after COVID-19, but we've actually been schooled this evening. Kojo says it had already lived with us, and the financial people had been telling us and advising us to save and to change or twitch our lifestyles a little bit, but we're not listening.
No.
But it looks like we have to listen right now. We have gathered some information on. We have from the statistical service. Let me state that. So these are facts. These are not just figures that we have made up. Statistical service has actually helped us to gather this information that we are putting on your screens right now. We are going to be taking a look at inflation, what inflation was in January and what it is right now. In January, it was somewhere around 7.6. Yeah. 7.6. Okay, so it's on the screen right now. The Money Man is going to be explaining to us. We're going to be looking at CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, and that is what is actually used in examining what the prices of goods on the market are. We are talking tomatoes, we are talking oil, rice, and everything. And these measures or these prices on the market is actually what contributes to what inflation is in our economy. So, Money Man.
The way you call me Money Man, I don't like it, because
so what do you want me to go?
And medical services.
Okay.
Why? Because now testing and COVID testing and other allied related medical services have come into play, which is really important in the basket. But you will see that food was a very major point.
Okay.
Because of some of the previous points that I had already made.
Okay. So please bring back the graph. Let's take a look at what's happening currently. And
yes.
I can't really see from here, but it's on your screens.
That top line is definitely food. Is definitely
the very one at the top. I see 17.0. So vegetables, plantain, I mean, basically food.
Yeah.
And then we have fruits and nuts. Okay, so it's, say that again. Okay, 37. Okay, so that one is 37. Okay, 37.0. So it means that, like you said, a bigger chunk of it
and non-alcoholic beverages. So this is the core.
Okay.
This is something that will always drive our CPI. This basket will always drive our CPI. But even that, with the type of food, sometimes they differ it. Rice, corn, millet, wheat. So it all varies. Some time back, rice wasn't even such a big staple factor.
Right.
But now it's there.
It's part of it.
It's major. And then utilities. Something, I don't know, I can't see properly from here, but utilities, something that is going to now be core in our basket of goods that we look at. No, data.
Data.
Internet data.
Okay.
To me now, data is a utility.
Okay.
So when we talk about utilities, we talk about water, electricity, and data.
Okay.
Because you cannot do without data now.
Never.
You are
It's
home.
impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Right.
So for me, data is now part of utilities. So I don't know if the Statistical Service has done that yet, but we need to start including internet data as part of our utilities basket.
Okay.
It's so crucial. You can't work from home without
data.
You can't work from home without water.
Yeah.
And you can't work from home without electricity.
True.
So you need all those
So now
things.
it's actually
so now
part
for
of
me,
it.
data is part of utilities and needs to be in the mix there. And when we talk about inflation and CPI and stuff, I don't know if we factored in the cost of data. Maybe the rate of increase is not high, but it's something that must now come and be part of the basket. It has to be part of the basket.
Right.
That's my view.
Auntie Rosemary, did you really use your phone during lockdown?
Yes.
What were you using it for? Were you on what exactly? What, Facebook? WhatsApp,
Facebook, Instagram, because there's nothing.
You're on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hey, but where would she take her pictures of the clothes? What do you think?
No. Because I know Instagram is for the youngins. I didn't think that you would be on Instagram. I should take your
Don't be young at heart and see.
I know, right? Okay, so you are on Instagram.
Yes.
So averagely, how many hours did you spend on Instagram in a day? Instagram alone. I'm not saying even WhatsApp. With the broadcast and all, yeah.
For
averagely
a day.
For a day, yeah. You cannot. Can you quantify it? But you know, you can actually go on your phone and it will tell you how much you spend on Instagram and every other social media platform. You should go into your insights. It will tell you exactly how long you are on Instagram at any given.
It's WhatsApp. It's great.
Oh, you are the WhatsApp person.
It's terrible.
Okay. Like you're rightly saying, there was one thing I noticed during lockdown. There were so many live videos. Everybody was going live on Facebook. So I sat back and I was like, wow. Yeah. Almost everybody is feeling the heat. There's no money coming in. We are stuck at home. But the telcos are winning because now everybody is dependent on data. So we are buying data. We are using Momo to buy data. And immediately it runs out. You want to go and buy more because there's nothing to keep you company. There's no football. There's no Grand Prix. There's no Formula One. There's nothing at all. So the only source of entertainment was social media. And I think they've taken a bigger chunk of our money. Is there any way to control data usage as an individual? Is it even possible in this day and age?
I think it is. I honestly believe strongly that it is. It's a habit thing.
Okay.
It needs a lifestyle change. Some of us just by default you go and click on something that it's not really necessary.
Important.
Yeah, it's not really
the ones
necessary.
that kill me are the WhatsApp broadcasts. Oh my goodness.
So we need to start disciplining ourselves, you know, on what it is we use when we go on social media. I mean, in the last week, for one reason or the other, I've been on YouTube a lot. But I haven't been on YouTube to watch Shatawale or to watch some musician. I've been on YouTube learning.
Okay.
I've been on YouTube studying on things that I need to use for work. So it depends on what it is you use it for. So you can control it, but you have to control it, for want of a better word, wisely, and utilize it wisely. Because I'll say it again: do you want to use your electricity just for, you know, anything else? When you think about your electricity, when you're putting on an AC or a fan or a hot plate, you think about how much you're spending on electricity. Why are you not thinking about how much you're spending on data when you're going onto Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat? Now I'm
all the
TikTok,
platforms.
Charlie. I'm learning all sorts of things here.
Yeah.
All the platforms. You have to think twice.
But then again, Auntie Rosemary, it wasn't entirely our fault. We couldn't come to the offices, so we had to be on Zoom for our conferences and all that.
That's fine.
A lot of radio shows and TV shows had now moved onto social media because, of course, social distancing. I couldn't have you in the studio with me. So if I am, let's just say I'm on live sales and I cannot have my guest in here, but the show must still run, you needed your data to be able to watch. So some of it, I believe, were necessary.
Yeah. But if you see, then you've got to balance. Something has got to give. Okay. You can't still live your life normal. Okay, so if you want to be on social media for necessary things, then you should know that your expenditure pattern is changing. This is where writing down what you're spending on your thing comes in. So there's something that has to give. Your income is 70 cedis. It is what it is. Yet, there are very important things that you have to do. Your work is one. So work has to now come above that Instagram game that you used to play with some friend. Right. That has to be knocked off so that you can still have your work, you can still get paid. But if you still want to do work and still do that game and have your fun, something will give. So, look, it's easier said than done, but it requires a lot of discipline, and it can be done. I've lived it. I'm telling you, it can be done.
Okay. I'll come back to you. So you now let us into how to save. In the beginning, you were even talking about writing down every expense. Everything you spend during the day, you have to do it.
She understands what I'm saying.
But before I come to you, your children have been at home for the last 8-10 weeks. Do they go for online classes?
No, they don't go for online classes because the first one, she just completed the
GHS?
GH Media. She did a journalism there, and she was about to continue, but because of the lockdown,
she hasn't been able even to register.
So So we are all at home.
So, and the 26-year-old too?
Yes.
What he or she? Is it a he or she?
She.
What does she do?
She was the one who finished.
She's the GH media. So how about the 19-year-old?
Oh, she's on the media, another media school. She's also doing to the broadcasting journalism.
But they don't take online classes.
Yes.
So what have they been doing all this while? At home, when they wake up in the morning with you, what's your typical day like right now?
What else can they do? Like they don't do anything. They go on social media, check on the WhatsApp calls and their friends. They chat with friends and all those things. Apart from that,
are you not perturbed that they are being, for lack of a better word, unproductive?
No, it's like, I don't know, because she was supposed to go to school before the epidemic came, so she wasn't able to register or even do. But the second one is not with me now. She's going to stay with her auntie now.
But I believe that there's a lot of material online. So this is actually the time that they can actually go online and learn a lot of stuff pertaining to exactly what they want to do in media.
They have been doing that,
but you don't
know.
Okay.
Yes.
So you haven't had any way of monitoring exactly what they do on their phones?
Yes, because they are all grown-ups.
Okay, 19, yeah, you can say that. Yeah. 26 years, but 19, we still have to keep him in check. And I was just saying.
Oh, no. He's an adult. You can vote.
When I was 19.
No, you can vote. You're an adult by Ghana's law.
But those 19, this time,
that time 19 is like this time 39, right?
So you can't control them. Right. Whatever you say, they will not even take it.
Okay. So they are still waiting for schools to reopen.
Yes.
But for you, have you started receiving any orders right now? Because now we can attend events, maximum 100 people. So it means that engagements, weddings, and funerals can actually take place. Has anything changed for you?
Yes, I've started receiving orders.
Okay. So all the pending ones from the lockdown season, you are getting.
I'm getting.
So let me ask you, your prices, have they gone up?
No, still the same.
How come?
Oh,
you don't see the need to increase? Because remember that tomatoes was increased.
This time there's no money.
Okay.
So there's no need increasing it.
Okay. But are you not incurring a lot more cost in the production of the same outfits?
Yes,
because things are more expensive on the market. So the yarns that you're buying, the needle and thread, do you use electricity to sew?
Yeah, I use electricity.
Okay, so you're paying. Okay, no, electricity actually has been waived 50% for us now.
Yes.
So you're not feeling the pain too much. That's why you haven't had the need to increase your prices.
When you increase the price, this time they'll be able to afford it. There's no money, so they can't afford it. So there's no need.
So it's better to stay in your corner and get the customers coming.
Yes,
it's better than nothing.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's how your life has changed. Now, Kojo, would you want to walk us into exactly what you mean by writing every little bit of expenditure on any given day?
It's pretty simple. Let me try and just simplify it. You know, a lot of people say, you know, I'm not paid enough, I don't earn enough, and then when I start earning, then I'll start investing and I'll start saving. But, you know, I always point people to Oprah Winfrey, who is still working. Why should Oprah be working?
She's loaded.
She's the richest black woman, well, at a point. You know, Bill Gates still works. You know, so Dangote still works. So it should tell you that no matter, I mean, you know, people just brush me aside, roll their eyes and say, oh, yeah, right. But it's a habit. If you can't start it at the time you are earning 500 cedis, trust me, when you start earning 50,000 cedis or 5,000 cedis, you can't do it. So I'm just trying to explain to you that pause. You know, there are things you need and there are things you want. Need is different from want. You may want something and you think you need it, but you don't need it. You just want it. Because maybe you look left, you look right, a friend has it, so you say you want it. But you don't need it. So step back and think about the things you really need for basic survival. That's where you start. And then when you can start chopping off things on the list that you realize that you don't need. You know, I tell people, I'm sure some of my staff are watching, but when I tell people that I have only one belt, they're like, what? Are you crazy? You really have one belt?
Are you serious? You have only one belt?
You can call anybody in my.
That's the one you're wearing right now. This black belt.
This is the one.
That's the only one you have.
It's the only belt I have. Okay.
How many suits do you have?
3.
Really?
I have 3 suits.
Kojo.
And I've done a few programs on GH1, right? Okay. Where the hostess Enyonam was like, okay, this first episode, can you go and change and come? And
this is the only one I have.
Actually, it was so my colleague who said, oh, Kojo, you can look at him 10 times throughout this. What I'm trying to say is there's a difference between need and want. So you can want 10 shoes. I have only 1 shoe.
This
proper.
One?
No, these are sneakers.
These are sneakers. Yes, I'm
so as for sneakers, I have more than 1.
You have more than 1 because you play a lot of sports.
Yeah, but proper shoe one. It's not. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to exemplify that you don't need, but you want. It's not like I can't afford.
You can.
But I'm crazy about some things too. I do some stupid expenditure, like I'll go to Anfield
elsewhere
to go and watch football. It's stupid, but yeah.
Oh, so there, no.
But GHOne.
Okay.
GHOne. Nyandie uhiana ansa. Ansa na de okay. Then when you've written all that down and you start striking off, you start realizing that, seriously, I can invest after all. It's just 10%. So you earn 100 CDs, I'm saying 10 CDs. Just put 10 CDs aside. So that when you start earning 200 CDs, you can put 20
CDs aside.
When you start earning 2,000,
put 200.
You can put 200 aside.
Yeah.
It becomes a habit. And habits are very difficult to stop. This is not a COVID matter.
Okay.
COVID has brought it to the fore. But this is a lifestyle matter. I'm telling you, it's a lifestyle. Look, my message dovetails into your tails. TAILS and TALES. Perfect. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And just before you invest, please look at which firm you are going into. Investigate it. I'm not here to, advertise. I'm just here in my personal capacity and all. But just do some investigation. Don't go in and say, Cookie said, Auntie Rosemary said, Mr. Cameraman once said. So how about what you have learned?
Exactly.
Figure out what you have learned and go into some, credible things. And don't be in a hurry. We are in a hurry. We think about the thing, and in 6 months we want to be where somebody big man was.
Yeah.
When it's taking that person 20 years.
Yeah. Every good thing takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Start small and then scale up. I said it at the beginning. These lessons, the topic talks about in COVID times, but it's in every time. It's not just about COVID time. Because if it's not COVID, it could be another emergency that will pop up. We've had SARS, we've had H1N1, we've had Hurricane Katrina, we've had disasters happen. I won't remind people of their losses. We've had June 3rd in Ghana. It's been raining since yesterday. It's been raining since yesterday. We don't even know what is happening somewhere. It doesn't have to be COVID. It could be anything. The flood just sweeps through your room and takes everything away. What's next?
True. Well, in connection to that, I personally, everybody has a smartphone right now. There are actually some apps on your phone that can help you track exactly how much you spend in a day.
Yes,
so you may not want to carry a paper and a pen in your pocket.
Paper and pen.
Okay, so you do paper and pen. I have an app on my phone. I'm actually trying to look for it right now. But go into your app stores, wherever. I mean, Vodafone is sponsoring the show. If you use Vodafone, there's a lot of data, free data for you. Go in your app store. If you use an iPhone, go to is it the app store? Yeah, that's how we call it. What phone do you use?
Samsung.
So yours is the Play Store.
Yeah, Play Store.
Yeah, so so Android is the Play Store, and then iPhone is the App Store. There's so many apps that you can actually just type in expenditure or tracking expenditure or expenditure tracker. It will pop up, and then you can use it to track exactly how much you spend in a month. Too many of them.
I tell you, you'll be surprised.
Surprised
at how much.
Because the one that I have, it measures everything from fuel, and even if you give money to someone, let's say a family member, a friend,
yes,
all those categories are there, so you can be entering on a daily basis every amount of money that has gone out of your pocket, and really and truly you look at it, you go like, wow, this is how much I spend in a month.
Very quick. I know maybe I may digress, but I'm speaking to the university students.
Okay.
You know, if I knew what I knew now when I was in university, you know, I was in university in the 90s, 91 or 1991, 92, 93. If I knew what I knew now, probably I'll be preparing to retire. The amount of money I spent on frivolous stuff. And the females is easier even for you. And I keep going back to them.
It is for us?
Yeah. Do you really need Brazilian hair at age 18?
No, you don't. As for 18, you don't.
Yeah, but they are doing it. Do you need 6 pairs of shoes at 19? Do you need, you know, extra eyelashes at 21?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
I mean, there's so many questions I ask. But when you're at that age, you don't know what will happen when you are 30. Then when you get to 30, you realize that, oh dear, I've lost 10 years.
Yes.
You've lost 10 years.
Yes.
And investment, the secret about investment is time and the power of compounding. I don't have the statistics. I know some of my viewers, my colleagues will be upset, but the longer time you have, the less amount of money you can, you know, you need to invest. If you are 20 years old, you want to make $1 million by the time you're 60, the amount of money you need is a pittance. By the time you're 40 years, you need, I think, 6-7 times that same amount.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have the data in front of me.
Right.
And I do know that the conversation will go in that direction.
Go that way, yeah.
Still.
Okay,
you can go onto our website and look at it.
Okay, thank you for that information. I'm reading some of your comments that are coming through our Facebook page, GHOne TV. You can also add yours and keep the conversation going. Because someone says, oh, my hometown man.
Oh, yeah. Or your Boba.
And your fans from Union Ghana.
Oh, yes, really?
Yeah, they are there. Yeah, they
That's
are
my
here.
football squad,
I know.
man.
I was told about it before I came on the show.
We haven't played, Charlie. Guys, we need to get together and play, man.
And someone says, bulk buying is actually very helpful, 100%.
That goes on to Rose.
Yeah. But is she correct, though? Buying in bulk?
Yes. She's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
But you know what I noticed about buying tomatoes in bulk? Even when it's in the fridge, it starts to go bad.
No. When I was young, my mom...
Or the good form?
No. She would... The moment we buy it, I used to blend it too. There were 2 blenders. So we'll blend all the tomato... Big baskets of tomatoes. We'll blend them, pour. Freezer, not fridge.
Freezer.
Blend, pour. Freezer.
Freeze
so you freeze it.
Right.
So when you're ready to make your stew or your soup, you take out 1 bowl in the morning or the night before. By morning, it has thawed. Then it's going. So if you are using the fridge, you are making a mistake. Blend it. If you don't have a blender, we used to do this one. Charlie, they will teach you that the tomatoes, you have to turn it upside down for the skin.
The skin.
Charlie, I know that thing.
Yes.
I know that thing.
You know that thing.
Yeah, so you potato it like that. Charlie, I've done something before. You potato it and then you put it in the freezer. Right. If you put it in the fridge, then your bulk buying is a waste.
Wow.
But put it in the freezer, and then when you're ready to use it, the night before you take it out, you thaw it, and then you're cool.
Alrighty, I think we need to say goodbye now. We have run out of time.
I told you.
I told you
that the 1 hour just passed like that.
So let's just spare a few minutes. We actually had a poll done on what you spend. Okay, so it's there. And we asked you to tell us on what you spend your money on and how it's been for you during this pandemic. And prices of food and provisions have risen drastically due to COVID-19. This has caused all the So let's just go. Before COVID, less than 100 Ghana. If you were spending less than 100 Ghana before COVID-19, we had 66 people saying that yes, during COVID-19 they were spending 100 Ghana, but during and after COVID-19, wow, 200 Ghana. So that's a 34% increment. Wow, in our expenditure.
But you know what? People make these comments and these points. The question I ask of them is, How about transportation?
Okay.
Are they moving as often as they used to?
We're not moving.
I don't think so.
We're not moving at all.
Exactly my point. So something is given, but they are not bringing the savings from the transportation movement into the expenditure.
Right.
You've got to balance it. If you still want to move the way you used to move and this thing has doubled, then it won't work.
Auntie Rosemary, what are your last words for us before we sign off? On expenditure, on saving money and all that, your experience in freezing tomatoes and all that, what do you want to tell us so we can take that home?
Let me put it this way. What we've all heard now is good that we save some money aside of maybe emergency, something like that. Unlike the cash man said. Okay. You have to do some service. Before you do the service, you have to go in and verify from the banks that you want to do. So that you know where you are saving. So that you know your money is saved somewhere there. When you need it, you can go for it.
Go for it, and it is available for you. Unlike some of the financial institutions who have put a lot of people in trouble.
Yes.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah. It's a topic for another day. We'll discuss it another day. But what do you want to tell us before we say goodbye?
Well, in terms of investing, all I want to say is don't be in a hurry. Don't be greedy. It takes time. The earlier you start, the better. The later you start, the more difficult it is. But it's never too late to start. Even if you're a pensioner, you are earning a pension, you can still take 10% of your pension to, invest in something, because medicals are always going to pop up. These days we are living longer. Back in the day, the average life span was like in the 60s. Ghana's one has moved up. We are seeing people living 90s, more 80s. So your need for money is definitely going to happen. Don't depend on your kids. Depend on yourself. And just try and invest with a credible company. Always have an emergency fund available, which will be able to survive you 3 to 6 months if your normal income is not available. It's just important, but talk to a professional. Don't talk to peers and people who have half knowledge. Talk to a proper professional. There are many of us out there. It's not only about our firm. There are more firms out there that you can talk to so that they give you the right piece of advice. And then you can. It's possible to live financially independent in Ghana.
It is possible.
It's possible.
It is possible. Thank you so much, Kojo, for joining us. He's the CEO of Data Bank. And Rosemary, she was the one I went to the market with. You still be
should have called
cooking.
Me too.
Yeah. No, but next time I'll go with you, because it looks like when I go with you. I am super grateful that you tuned in and watched us for a whole hour on the all-new Lifestyles. Thank you, Vodafone, for partnering with us on this show. Thank you, Pamoni Absolute Beauty Clinic, and Nini for making me look beautiful. I'm super grateful to you, Kojo. Thanks for your time. Rosemary, thank you for your time. Crew, thank you. Producer, thank you so much. Next week, same time, 9 p.m. I will be right here on the all-new Lifestyles. My name is Cookie. Have a good night.
We bring you peace, we bring you joy, we bring you love back. We bring you peace, we bring you...
GHOne TV, your best experience.